Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, welcome back. Are you okay? Are you okay? Because this full moon is being rough with me. Now, I had to laugh. I listened back, I don't know, sometime over the weekend to the... All right, here's the story. Thursday, I told everyone it was the full moon. I did. I told you it was the full moon. I told all the full moon fuckery folks it was the full moon. I was like, don't worry, this is just full moon. It's just full moon. Because I was like convinced the full moon was like Thursday. Friday, I visit my little grandma. And she's like, no, honey, the full moon isn't until Monday. I'm like, really? Well, this must be a doozy then, because I'm like feeling it. But anyway, so I listened back to the Pick a Number episode at one point, and I had to laugh. I think it was that day, unless it was the Thursday one. Maybe I listened to the Thursday. I don't know. You guys, I didn't have any coffee today. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break from coffee. Anyways, I totally lied. Not deliberately. I just gave you incorrect information about the full moon. And then, I even, was incorrect about when I was talking about Herbal Marie. I said Herbal Marie was turning 3. No, it's not. It's only turning 2. So, anyways, I just caught myself, just being a little incorrect. Just want to mention that. See how I sugarcoated it, though? I was just a little incorrect, okay? I was not wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I was a little incorrect. So, how are ya? I feel like I have not been able to sleep well for 5 days. So I'm ready for this full moon to do what it needs to do and get going. Get your gas and get going. Yeah, it's totally being rough with me. I was really edgy, pissed yesterday, just easily annoyed, and I hate to say that out loud because even Jesus called me this morning and told me to use my words very carefully. But yeah, just between you and me, I was easily agitated yesterday. Wow. I haven't had a day like that in a long time. So I'm glad to not be feeling quite as bitch mode this morning. Good morning. But I am kind of leery. leery. So I kind of almost thought about taking a week off, but I woke up to my desk. Literally, I have our Herb of the Week cards, our notebook to write down the affirmations, and the guidebooks all lined up. I've never had it this organized even. I was oh, I was so ready to start a new week. How could I decide now to, not. So guess what our Herb of the Week is? Red clover. Yeah, red clover, which always looks pink, to me, pinky purple. But that is our Herb of the Week, red clover. I've got 5 just incredible cards that will tell you everything about red clover, from, the oracle divination to na. We're really going to get a good hangout with red clover. And I'm pretty sure, almost pretty sure, that I did a red clover at Herbal Marie. So I think I did a nerdy one already. Of course, I'll have to look to see if I can find it. But if you go actually, let's just go over this. If you go to herbalmarie.blogspot.com, because I canceled the main domain, which means I got to edit all the promo stuff you know, you go to the blogspot, herbalmemory.blogspot, and you go to no herbs, and it has a list of all the ones I've done. Yeah, we've done red clover. And there is a space for time if I ever finish it. And I think I might, because I'm tired of looking at these books. And there it is. I feel like I've done a lot. But I also feel like I haven't done that many. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. So it's 10:03. Jesus told me to be careful with my words. Red clover. We got 5 cards. We've got one from the Hedge Witch Botanical about nurture. We've got a center and ground card from the Illustrated Herbiaria that has a beating heart on it. Like when I first saw this picture, I was like, what? Like it looks like a very, like the heart, not like a cute little heart. Like there's actually like a physical heart. And there's 3 bumblebees on the clovers. And there's clover everywhere right now. So it just is timed so perfect because I know there's a lot of clover, red clover in my yard. We got a tarot card from the Herb Crafters Tarot, the 10 of Water. There's a spilt jar of red clover blossoms and a tea mug. Somebody's drinking some red clover tea in a rainbow mug. And like, talk about red clover everywhere. It's all over the table, in the teapot, in the jar, in the mug, on the windowsill drying, and then outside fuzzy in the background from the window. You can tell that it's growing everywhere. So yeah, like you just keep harvesting and harvesting and harvesting. I gathered myself a pretty nice jar of it already just by, every once in a while getting a handful of them. Zen, Ossiel the Oracle's dog, loves to pee on my red clover, so I gotta watch that. Even so, I can find a lot. Now the last cards we have are one from the Herbal Healing deck with the message of flow, and then red clover tranquility from the Soulflower. So that's it. So anyways, what else can I tell you? Not much. Although we did have a birthday in the house, big birthday Saturday. My son turned 18. We decorated the table like we did the night before. We did all the birthday stuffs, and then or did we do it in the morning? No, we did it at night. And I went to bed and I finished in the morning. I made a vlog on it on my YouTube channel. But Aiden woke up and not feeling well, and he could not sleep. He had an interesting experience. As he was going to sleep, he felt like he was like surrounded by people. So I don't know if he was having some type of like 18-year-old initiation. Yeah, we got a late start because he woke up not feeling well at all. And I kind of wondered if maybe he was having a little oh my God, I'm not a kid anymore anxiety too, on top of all of it all. And he had eaten McDonald's the night before too, and that didn't sit well. It was kind of a rough start to a big birthday, but we went with the flow, like I'm looking at here in this clover card, and it ended up being very nice. And he ended up by the end of the day being in a great, wonderful, feeling good mood. And then yesterday he left to go hang out with his dad. So I was like, okay, bye. And so it's pretty quiet here this morning. Oh, I miss coffee already. All right, ready? Let's get this going on. Welcome to another week at Ho and our beautiful herb of the week, red clover. All right, red clover, welcome to the show. How are you? Oh my gosh. I'm really definitely thinking that red clover goes hand in hand with the full moon. Just flow, go with the flow, go with the highs, go with the lows. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, with me personally, with this full moon fuckery, is the lows last night were very, very low. They really were. And it's so, it's just, you almost feel crazy to go from one extreme to another. And, like like, geez, wasn't I just so excited about my podcast? And now, like, I'm just like, oh, like, it's like you kind of go from one thing to the next. Like, one moment I'll be really hopeful, like, yeah, I'm doing good, I know what I'm up to. And then, then I just was really, like, discouraged last night and so frustrated with my own self. So frustrated with being, like, so easily annoyed. Even though it was kind of like, I had, like, 3 different circumstances, like, people just, yeah, definitely, like what they did was annoying. But, I mean, like, did I have to feel so annoyed? So anyways, I'm not even sure how bad I junked up my vibration yesterday. I'm gonna have to call on the law of forgiveness big time today. And yeah, watch my words carefully. Just start to, be a little bit more something. So I'm reading my Flossie book and, trying to reprogram my mind that, in its weakness can fall back into old habits. And that really was how I usually was, like there was one point that I was constantly irritated by everyone and everything, and I think that's what was, like, so sad. Like, I was like, oh no, please don't do that again. Oh no, we're not going back to this, because, like, being irritated all the time by everybody causes a lot of irritation in your body and flare-ups and skin issues. And I swear to God, that's why I had hemorrhoids at one point, because everyone was literally a pain in my ass, and I was like, I swear I manifested this hemorrhoid. So anyways, yeah, be cool, man, for your ass's sake, literally. All right, so I guess since that's the card that I'm focused on the most, we'll start with the Herbal Healing, deck by Sarah Baldwin and Ashley Verkamp. They have a pretty awesome Clover card. It's got 3 kind of wavy stemmed red clover blossom heads. One's way bigger, like one's up front and then 2 in the back. I got the 2 backup dancers, and the energy coming out of the root is wavy, like right where the stem hits the ground. Like, everything is like wavy feeling. The red clover blossoms have like a golden light around them. It's just, you can tell there's a lot of energy flow in this card, and that's what the message is, flow. So we will turn to this. This book is so awesome, you guys. One of these days, I just want to sneak away with just this book and just read it. Clover. Okay, it says clover. It doesn't say red clover, but they are red clovers. I have, like, another card that I almost grabbed. It was a white clover, but I guess red clover's in the spotlight today. My white clover card didn't make it out on the table. So the Laotzu, Lao Tzu's, whatever that is that his famous book, says, let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Ooh, let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. So I have been thinking a lot about water because, I'm reading this fairy book and it's talking about water sprites and the elementals, and water is just so powerful because it is completely non-resistant, and it can flow and go anywhere, and really with its own gentle power can erode away at rocks and create valleys. And I mean, think of the powerfulness of water. Like, it's life-giving and also destructive. But anyways, so let things flow naturally in whatever way they like. I don't even know why I put water in there. I didn't even say anything about water, but there is just so much water energy right now, like in this card. And yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking about water so much. Maybe because the full moon too pulls a lot of water. I shed some tears last night, maybe like out of frustration, but I just kind of let things go too. I mean, so much stuff just came to the surface last night. I mean, it ended well because I ended up hitting my bowl real fast, and then, which I haven't smoked like in forever, but I could not sleep. I could not stand myself. I needed like a little help of just whatever, and so then I read my roomie book, and it was like the perfect book to read. And then then I listened to Sarah Marie Miller, Time in the Studio. I listened to her latest podcast, and then I still couldn't sleep, even though her podcast was about sleep. It was just quite the interesting full moon vibing night. So I think actually tonight might be the height of the full moon. So anyways, where the hell's coffee when you need it? All right, different varieties of clover grow in abundance, right? So there's red clover, which is most often used in herbal medicine, but white sweet clover is also, you can use that too. Most clovers contain coumarins, which have blood thinners, act as blood thinners. The white sweet clover is high in coumarins and can be used for treating bruises. Generally, clover increases flow within the body. Red clover removes congestion not only of the blood, but also saliva, tear ducts, and glands that have become hardened after infection. So I'm allowed to think about water. Red clover can help us clear our tear ducts and saliva and all of that. It's really amazing. So, clover comes into your life to herald a time of movement, change, and flow. Sometimes called shamrocks, clovers, especially four-leaf clovers, are associated with luck. So that's funny because this Wednesday we're going to manifest more luck. So that's why I was like, you better get your ass back there because you need to work on this stuff, honey. Yeah, it's true. But anyways, the four-leaf clover, each of the four leaves stands for a theme. Faith, hope, love, and luck. I don't know if you knew that, but each of the four clovers of the four-leaf clover, faith, hope, love, and luck. So if you find a four-leaf clover, there you go. Faith, hope, love, and luck. You could draw a clover. Drawing clover is you could draw some clover, but that's not what the sentence was saying. Drawing clover is a sign for a pleasant turn of events and good fortune to come your way. This may come in a number of forms, such as synchronicity, an unexpected windfall, a new opportunity, or a lucky flow of events. Oh my gosh, you guys, am I going to be able to podcast without coffee? Oh, it just takes me a few days usually for me to reclaim my brain. See, I love coffee, but I hate being addicted to anything, like feeling like I need it, or like I think better with it, even though I think I probably do. So I'm really going to, this morning I had raw cacao and heavy whipping cream. Like I wasn't going to emotionally be hard on myself because the full moon was already being hard on me. So whether I have my celery juice later today or tomorrow, maybe start with some celery juice, more green juice. I'll have to definitely drink some clover tea. I can make some fresh tea since it's everywhere right now. And I'll get myself cleaned out of this coffee. But right now I'm drinking Throat Coat, like the actual kind from traditional medicinals. And it's been so long since I've had this name brand besides drinking the Walmart knockoff, the Great Value knockoff. And it's different. I forgot that it was a little different than the Walmart knockoff. The Walmart knockoff is sweeter. And this one's more pepperier. All right, back on track here. Monday is the day for tangents. All right, red clover is often used as a fertility aid for women. Interestingly, clover also increases the fertility of the soil. So you gotta just love it when plants have, like, yeah, it's good for, it makes the soil more fertile, and it can help women become more fertile too. Whereas most plants use up the soil's nutrients, clover can be grown as a nitrogen fixer to improve the quality of the soil. The plant's fertile nature and affinity for the female reproductive system point to the feminine or receptive nature within us all. So clover wants us to be sure to stay open to receiving the good that comes your way. So can you receive the good that comes your way? Can you be open? One way to keep the flow going in your life is to let go of the old. Oh my gosh, let go of the old. You guys, I want to get rid of, like, so much stuff. Like, and I'm thinking Thursday I'm going to get the new dryer. So after those guys need to walk through, I'm going through our art stuff, our craft stuff, and our homeschool bookshelf that basically just looks like it's just too much bullshit. I'm going to either share with friends or gift it to Goodwill, or if some stuff's unusable, throw it out, But I am ready to let stuff go. This year for homeschool, I asked the girl's dad if he would pay for some more online stuff. So we're going to do like time for learning. And there's just some books then if we're going to do that, then there's just some books that, like, I can just release, I can let them go if we're not going to end up using them. So yeah, getting rid of the old keeps the flow going in your life. So only hold on to what currently serves you. Release negative patterns and wounds of the past. So we've got to, like, let our old stories go, let our old stuff go. Let even Flossie in the books that I'm reading says only keep the clothes that make you feel good. Well, she says rich. Only keep the clothes that make you feel rich. Only keep the stuff that you love. Like KonMari, what a life changer there. Like, so when I look around these shelves right now, I am not pleased. I am not pleased. I am not pleased with what's going on around here. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm feeling that. It's sort of like spring cleaning, but you do it in the fall. I'm feeling that kick in pretty good. So just as compost creates fertile soil, let any sense of past failure or regret recycle into something better. Okay, gonna just mention Flossie again. She likes to baptize or bless in the name of, baptize or bless every situation as a success. So you need to start blessing or baptizing your, quote, failures as successes. Like, you just baptize this experience a success in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, because this was the 1920s. And the Holy Spirit, you just start saying, that was a success. I baptize that experience as a success. I learned so much from that. So just recycle it into something better. Bless it, baptize all failures as success. Also, be on the lookout for any possessions you may have that hold the energy of a negative situation. So if you got stuff like on your shelf that makes you think of something bad, that makes you think of something negative, like, oh, like it's a beautiful bowl, but every time I think about it, I think that, Captain Jerkface gave it to me, right? Like, that you should probably give that to Goodwill. Or, you know what I mean? You should not have anything, like, in your life that makes you think of something negative, Like, I don't know why, but I don't know, maybe this applies to somebody, but I'm seeing a comforter, a bed comforter, and a couple. Not me. This isn't me, but it's like she's saying, this bed sheet is from when my husband was from his previous marriage. Okay, if there's anything like that in your house, like things that like are from the wife before you, I think you can get rid of those now. You know? If you knew that a brand new life of your choice was in store for you, what would you choose to bring with you? Let go of any possessions that no longer match your energy, including clothing, decorations, or gifts from old friends and lovers that hold negative connotations. By clearing away the stagnation of the past, you create more space for good to flow freely into your life. So, close this window. But like, yeah, if you knew you were gonna move into a beautiful new house, you know, like, would you take that couch and put it in your new home, right? Would you decorate like your new house with that? You know, if all of a sudden you started living like a more fun life, is that the shirt you're gonna wear? That shirt looks like shit. Get rid of it, you know? So yeah, we can get kind of into that this week with Red Clover. Allow her to clear the stagnation from our physical living quarters, our wardrobes, our mental closets, right? Let her clear the stagnation out of our heads too, our old stories. And then yeah, we drink her tea, and she will remove congestion from our blood and our saliva, our glands, our tear ducts. I mean, she's gonna get in there and do some cleaning. And yes, by clearing away the stagnation of the past, we create more space for good to flow freely into your life. So it's like you get rid of half your stuff, you know, it's like there's more energy flowing in the house. It feels better. Then you might be able to like buy yourself something beautiful. You have the room for it now. And it'll look nicer. Your stuff looks nicer too when there's less of it. So another way to attract blessings is to appreciate the good that is currently in your life. Clover is a very common plant that grows all over the world. It imbues a sense of appreciation for the common things. While clover is associated with financial luck, drawing this card doesn't necessarily mean you'll win the lottery, but you might. Be sure to appreciate luck in all forms, big and small. The attitude of gratitude will keep you open and receptive to more and more of life's blessings. So yeah, Clover is here to give us hope this week. We'll be manifesting more luck, but Red Clover is also here to give us hope and faith and love. So if you have felt run through the ringer of life lately, that's so funny because I literally started off saying how rough the full moon is being with me. It was last night. I feel better now, only because I've surrendered and gave up. But if you feel like you've been run through the ringer of life, the spirit of Clover asks you to hold steady to your faith. I have perfect faith. While uncertainty and change can be difficult, it is a necessary part of growth. Do not fear this process or resist the changes that come, right? We got to be non-resistant in our flow. Trust that the movement in your life is guiding you down a better path. Well, I sure hope so. Oh my God, I sure hope so. Yes, I sure hope so. All right, so maybe we're headed down the path of tranquility, right? We're just going to become more easygoing. That easiness is going to open up doors, allow more energy to flow. Our next card is The Soul Flower by Lisa Estabrook. It has a message of tranquility. We'll work in here while we're feeling a little open. while we're releasing our old stuff. Red clover helps support a sense of clarity, individuality, and self-awareness in the midst of our chaotic and often negative world. She is a calm, steady presence, helping you to remain balanced and to think and act from your center of truth, despite whatever may be taking place around you. So this flow that red clover helps us impart, helps us be, it really does. Like, okay, so we've got a lot going on all the time, and the more we can be like water, we can be water, and flow with it, go around it, don't let it, you know what I mean? Those roadblocks, we just like a rock in the middle of a stream. The water doesn't stop and throw a tantrum that there's a rock in the way. It just flows around it. So that's really what we need to kind of get going. We got to get that going on within us. So yeah, I love the flow of energy. I'm really actually excited that Red Clover wants me to go through my stuff. I guess I don't have to wait till the end of the week to do that. Like, I could probably just start a pile somewhere of these books that I don't want. Like, I really want to offer my books to my homeschool mama friends, so that's the only thing. Like, when I get rid of stuff, like, it is kind of a process because I try to rehome it. Like, I try to hook people up with all the good fortune that has found me, and people have gifted me and been so generous, so I like to pass that on. But yeah, I love that red clover is just really helping us get a sense of clarity, individuality, and self-awareness. So even if it is kind of cuckoo and crazy all around us, if the world is showing us its negative side, she helps us be calm and steady and balanced, and to think and act from our center of truth. And once you clean out all the old junk, you are able to see who you are even better and be calmer too. So the energy flow gets more smooth flowing indeed. All right, so for the second half of the podcast, feel free to enjoy my neighbors screaming and my phone vibrating and the children becoming restless upstairs. So many sounds around me. Now, when I was listening to Sarah Marie Miller from Time in the Studio podcast last night, like, it's completely silent. You can tell she has an actual microphone, and it sounded incredible. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I wish I had a good sound system. Well, that will never happen because I can't get anyone to, I can't convince anyone to get on my listener support with Anchor Radio or Patreon, or, I think what I was thinking last night, like, have fun with your podcast, do it for however long you want. And then, like, because I enjoy it so much, like, I keep telling myself, like, maybe you should just go work at the radio station or something, Maybe I'm getting into that mindset again that I'm like, wouldn't it be nice to get a paycheck, right? Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't life be nice again to be employed? So there I go again, starting that cycle. And I have been rather abundant lately. Like, I was like, where's all this money been coming from? Like, it is finding me. Like I do appreciate it, like, trickling in. But just every once in a while, I'm like, wouldn't it be fucking nice if? So anyways, once again, Jesus is popping in the back of my head, reminding me to use my words carefully. Flossie is saying that is not how we talk. All my guides are like, when I say stuff like that, all my guides at this point put their foreheads into the palms of their hands. Like, they're just like, oh God. It's like, we work with her and we work with her and we work with her. And then the fucking full moon happens and it just, everything we've told her, she forgets. That's what it feels like to be me. All right, so what should we do next? We have the tarot card, the hedge witch card, which that That's just super nerdy. I mean, I don't know. We'll do that. We'll just skim through this one. Let's get this one over with. Yeah, I said it. Clover, the Hedge Witch Field Guide. It is like it's just a nerdy guidebook, really. She doesn't say too much. So Trifolium pratense, that's clover. That's our herb of the week. It can also be called trifolium, trifoil, hare's foot, shamrock, meliot. Probably the T is silent. And honey lotus. Okay, that is interesting. See what I mean? I'm a bitch today. And yesterday, like, when people comment on my YouTube channel, like, I usually just give them hearts, you know, and I don't, or I comment back, or, you know, if it's a question, I'll answer it. Well, didn't somebody leave me a nasty comment yesterday? And I just threw nasty right back in her face, like, easy as pie. Like, I was like, bitch, you want to go? You came to the right place, you know? And it was funny, and I thought, if she can handle this, we'll be good friends. But she was just, like, talking smack about my video that was over 7 years old. So, yeah, I just let her have it. So, anyways, yes. Oh, so anyways, I'm curious if you're having a hard time, too. I hope you're not. I hope this full moon is just, like, amplifying your orgasms and everything's awesome in your world. That's what I hope for everyone, because that is what I wish for myself. So clover and trefoil are common names for a group of more than 300 plants from the pea family. So there is a lot of different types of clover, apparently. So yeah, and sometimes you see one, they're like, what is that, yellow clover, black clover, like, you know. But I just usually stick with red clover for my herbal use. If I wanted to dip into white clover, man, the whole yard is white clover. What can I tell you? Sweet smelling clover, whether white, red, purple, or green, is a source of many valuable nutrients such as calcium, chromium, magnesium, niacin, phosphorus, potassium, thiamine, and vitamin C, and it even has protein in it. The blossoms and leaves are edible for humans, though this plant is most frequently used for livestock. So that's why you want to harvest some clover for yourself and get yourself some tea. It's like drinking your vitamins. It's like drinking your vitamins. It's a rich source of isoflavones or isoflavones. When you prepare it as a tea, they act like estrogens, phytoestrogens. So this is going to be my plant here at some point, because it helps treat menopause symptoms, PMS, and it promoting breast and cardiovascular health. Like, I often think that it's good for, you know, just really balancing out those hormones. So whether it's more, if it's lopsided this way or that way, it's like red clover just helps you get back on track, you know, without even kind of having to know your specific imbalance. You can just kind of get it in your life. So anyways, I've got some red clover and yarrow tincture going on. I put them together, and yeah, I do the tea, and that's basically all I do with red clover. But so anyways, she goes on to say some other shit and talk about the 3-leaf structure of the clover. You see it in all types of churches, logos, signs, right? The 3-leaf structure. Even she says that, like, it's like almost like the recycling symbol too. You know, the 3 green arrows of recycling. That's like one example that was inspired by the red clover, by the trefoil patterns. So, and then even as a Christian icon, it's a representation of the Trinity. So anyways, you see it everywhere. It's a wonderful plant, sweet smelling. Honeybees love it. Grazing animals. It's a nitrogen fixer. We talked about that. And now the oracle property of this plant, according to the Hedge Witch, is nurture. So that's what it has on the card here, nurture. As the tender sweetness of clover can remind us of how to nurture those around us, and can also apply to the care and tending needed to sustain our own ideas and projects. So, some situations in life require discipline, tenacity, and a strong will, and others can only be brought to fruition with encouragement and kindness. So, it's like nurture. What needs nurtured in your life? She feels like this card is associated as maybe like in the tarot deck, the Queen of Pentacles, right? It's kind of got that type of feel to it, nurturing sweetness, and maybe even the Four of Wands shows the joys of a harmonious home and family. So she always likes to tell you what tarot card she thinks the plant is. Now, of course, we do have a tarot card here, the Ten of Water. So we'll get into that maybe next. But yeah, nurture and be kind of sweet and harmonious. Get that flow going. I can see how red clover could be, you know, the Four of Wands or the Queen of Pentacles or the Ten of Water, right? Or the Ten of Water. So let's see what the Ten of Water says with red clover. Now, this is such a fun card. It really is. Just friggin', and what's funny is that's how I dry red clover. Like, they're either all over the place, like on the windowsill, but I actually acquired a great basket this year from my mother-in-law when she died, transitioned, croaked, checked out. I really feel like checked out is like the most like accurate way to describe death at this point. Like, she decided to check out. Isn't that what death is? It's like, okay, I'd like to check out of, like you're checking out of a hotel. Like, okay, I'm checking out today. And some people try to check out before 9 a.m., you know, so they don't have to pay for another day. So, yeah, when she checked out, I got this basket, and it was a funny joke between us in a lot of ways, because this basket, she would use it to bring her things here. You've never seen a basket like this. It's like literally, I would say 2 feet long, like an oval, and it's flat, and like the sides go up 4 inches. So it's a great like harvest basket. Like, you could even like put like a casserole dish in it if you wanted to carry it, and it's got a big old Easter basket handle. Like, it's a really, really cool basket. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and put it on Instagram today. But anyways, that is where I dried all my clovers this year, because you know, like anything that wasn't part of the clover could fall down into the, you know, the weavings, like bugs and whatever, and it got airflow, and I could sort of like fluff and rearrange them so they dry evenly. And as they dried, I pushed them over to the right side of the basket and put like the new ones on the left side of the basket, because this basket's like huge and flat. I mean, it just was kind of an interesting, I don't know. But anyways, the story is she would use it to like carry the kids' gifts, or like you could like set a couple gift bags, small gift bags in it, or, you know, she was carrying stuff in. She used it for that. And just to be nice one day, I was like, "Oh, Josie, what a nice basket." And she replies to me, "It's going home with me." Because she was implying, you're not getting my fucking basket, right? And I laughed, because I was like, I'm not complimenting it because I want you to give it to me. Although if you did want to give it to me, you know. But I was like, okay, that's funny. So anyways, that day after she died, that week or whatever, that like, you know, her son, my ex, was like, come over and like, you know, get some stuff. Take, you know, he's like, take whatever you want. Like, you know, have the girls, I took the girls over. They all got stuff from their grandma's house. But anyways, so in the one room, I look in the corner, there's that basket. And so I say to Drag, I'm like, do you want to keep that basket? And he's like, hell no, I don't want that fucking basket. And I was just like, well, Josie, it looks like it's coming home with me. So anyways, we kind of have had a laugh about this basket. So now I have to keep it. It's big. I have nowhere really to put it. Like, I still don't know where this basket lives that looks right or isn't. Like, I mean, it's a big ass basket, but now I have to keep it for the rest of my life because of this story. I have to keep Josie's basket now, just cause. So anyways, that is where I dried the red clover. So the 10 of water is our next card, and then we only have one card after that. And the 10 of, did I say 10 of clover? That's funny. 10 of water. The 10 of clover. The clover could be a whole suit, right? The 10 of water is the red clover. And she says to taste the nectar of deep nourishment. Serenity rises from the roots of gratitude. Compost breeds contentment. So yeah, I definitely have a whole bunch of stuff I really need to let compost and let myself be nourished. And you know, I gotta watch. Remember, like a couple weeks ago, whenever we got the affirmation, we are all one garden, and that was what I was supposed to say, like whenever I compared myself or felt envious or, you know, comparing my progress and success to another. So just to talk about Sarah Marie Miller one more time, she has a Patreon page now, and I'm her patron. I just signed up, and so I was her 5th patron, and she's making $69. So that means I brought her up to $69 a month. So that's fun for me because 5 is a number of change. I see 5 so much right now, and 69 is a funny number for me. So anyways, that made me laugh. But then the envy comparison thing chimed in a little bit. Like, oh, isn't that nice? She's only got 5 patron, and she makes twice as much as you do on your Patreon page. So yeah, man, it was a rough night last night. Like, I was just like, why do I do anything? Like, why do I do this again? And I really was just like, oh God, just fucking quit life. You know, like I just get sometimes like feeling like that all the time. And it was Rumi, that Rumi card that I pulled last night, who was like, listen, you do this for service to humanity. You show the example of how to keep going. You show the example of how to shine light in the darkness. You show the example of what it's like to just be yourself, right? So my guides are always encouraging me to keep on just being me, even though the world would like me to probably be another way, you know, and keep on just doing what I think I need to do. And so I keep doing that. But it's like, you know, when I get my ego sometimes can't handle it, because it's like, well, you know, maybe if you did things like everybody else, you'd be further along in life. And so I really do have to keep tapping into that perfect faith that this will all work out for my highest good. And even if it doesn't really seem that way, at least I guess I've come here to do what I'm supposed to. But anyways, yeah, I'm telling you what, man, the full moon, she ain't being sweet with me this time at all. And I'm not really enjoying it. But, oh well, what can you do? All right. Well, I'll tell you, Red Clover's like, well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can start to try to get into those deep roots of nourishment and gratitude and nurture yourself and try to get yourself some tranquility and contentment and go with the flow and center yourself and ground yourself. And it's like, hey, full moon's gonna full moon, okay? You need to be water. You need to just really don't hold on to any of this. Fresh red clover blossoms dry on a sunny windowsill. A jar of flowers sits on a table. Some are placed in a glass teapot. A well-loved rainbow mug holds the steaming green tea as bees visit the purple field beyond the window. Serenity is born from the nourishment of the soul. Experience the joy and stability of your dreams coming to life. As the deep taproot of red clover restores the soil underground, the bright flowers delight humans and animals above ground. When you feel refreshed and happy, freely share your good fortune with others. Radiate peace and abundance. Red clover needs to be planted only once to flourish on its own. Trust your wishes to unfold without interference. The tea is as delicious as it is healing. The road to well-being can be filled with harmony. It can be this good. So anyways, it's quite the positive little hopeful plant. And if you want to craft with the 10 of water a little bit more, the Herb Crafter's Tarot and the 10 of water red clover suggest to sit on the earth and taste the nectar of red clover flowers, one petal at a time. And I love that I did this yesterday afternoon and walked around the house nibbling on a red clover, and then last night to turn the page and see that it was our herb of the week, I was like tickled. I was like, oh my gosh, of course it's you, because I was just nibbling on you. Also, dance barefoot with gratitude in a field of clover to find serenity. Am I the only one who is thinking about how much clover's in the yard and how many times I've gotten stung by bees this summer? Oh my gosh. Just a few times, but go ahead and get your dance on. Go ahead. Enjoy daily red clover infusion to find contentment and give the used herbs back to the earth. So make sure you're chucking your plant material off the back porch. Give it back to the earth. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great week for me because I'm not content this week, because I am just feeling like, fuck off already, and because apparently my hormones maybe need balanced a little bit, and I need to nurture myself and not be rude to myself and go with the flow more and feel more peace, feel more tranquility. Yeah, I should just, especially because there's so much fresh, I could just make myself some fresh tea, a fresh infusion, and find contentment. Find some contentment this week. I'm even annoyed with myself too, because I got some money, but then I needed to buy stuff, and now I'm watching my bank account, do I got enough money in there? Do I need to? So I'm trying to transfer over funds, but it's everything's either gonna come in beautifully or not. Do you know what I mean? But it's why do you play it so close sometimes? It'd just be nice to have more of a cushion, is what I'm saying, and then leave the cushion there. But I feel sometimes I just, as soon as I get money, I just spend it right away. I don't know if I don't want to hoard it or attach to it. I just want it to flow in and flow out and flow in and flow out and flow in and flow out. But I need to math just a little bit better. Ugh, see, so much complaining. So much complaining from me today. I hate myself when I'm like this. I really do. And so yeah, I am going to have to sit with red clover and really center and ground like our last card does. It is. It's like a full moon week. It's a full moon week. I'm trying to focus on the gratitude. I'm getting the dryer Thursday. Of course, yesterday there I am. I got to hang back up all the 100 towels that I had to take down yesterday because it looked like it was starting to rain. So I take down all the towels only for it to hardly rain that much. I could have just left them up. And so now they're half damp. So I have to rehang them all, which is fine. But I'm just having trouble appreciating my life today. And then, so Herbal Marie, her birthday, 2 years for Herbal Marie's coming up. And so I post a story on the Herbal Marie Instagram, like, should I do it? Should I do a giveaway? 100% vote yes. And I'm like, of course you fucking want me to do a giveaway. All the people that voted probably aren't patrons or supporters. I've never made a donation once on the websites. And it's like I was just annoyed with everything. Not that I wanted them to say no, but see what I mean? My attitude sucks today. My attitude really, really sucks. And I'm just saying that to be honest, because tomorrow I might be back to being my wise self. But today, it's even though I know better, I'm still just I'm still just down. I really am. So anyways, trifolium pratense. What else can we say about red clover? Then I gotta do the affirmations. I better pull it together. Yeah, so I love that there's this huge heart on this card in this book. In the book, the illustration, you can see every detail. Not the book comes with these tiny little cards that are in the back that they're perforated and you rip them apart. I think since then she's maybe printed a bigger size card that might be available. I'm not sure exactly. So let's talk about red clover and not Sadie Marie. But Dolly Parton said, storms make trees take deeper roots. So if there's one good thing, I can definitely agree with Dolly Parton, even though she's annoying too in her own right. See what I mean? I hate everybody when I'm like this. Even Dolly Parton and her stupid fake boobs. Oh my gosh. Anyways, she's right though. Storms make trees take deeper roots. So it's my life definitely could be labeled a storm, or even more like a drought, or it's I live in the lands that it's the storms, they come and go, but it leaves the land flooding, droughting. It's just so imbalanced. I really have had to not only take deeper roots, but had to learn to live in two different extremes, and really put up with so much fuckery, and not even just on full moons, I mean, okay, I'm excited to get my new dryer, right? We all know this. However, it is beyond embarrassing for anyone to see my basement, the dungeon, the cellar. And so I hate that. I'm so thankful that these guys are bringing me a beautiful new dryer to put in my shit basement, but I hate for anyone to see it because it's so ridiculous. The floor is all busted up everywhere because it's flooded so many times. There's 5 rabbits in cages, which means I gotta get their shitty cages clean so at least it don't smell like rabbit pee down there. It's just really a really terrible place to put anything, let alone a new appliance. But that's the only place I have to put, that's where you do the laundry, downstairs, I guess. But yeah, there's bricks now, because I've had to make a path using bricks from the stairs over to the other side. So they have to get over these bricks. It's not going to be the most easy thing for them to bring in, but they'll be able to handle it. They're professionals. But part of me is oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is my basement, And so yesterday, I was looking at a really cute magazine that my neighbor gave me, and there's a picture of a laundry room, and it's all white and aqua and clean, and I'm oh my gosh, I would love to be able to do laundry in a laundry room that was adorable and clean and did not have, like, at all times 30 spiders hanging. I don't even kill the spiders in the basement anymore because I'm like, hey guys, just down here to do some laundry, as I pump the water out the window illegally because the septic can't handle the laundry water, so I have to have the washing machine the water go into a big old blue barrel, and then I use a sump pump and pump it out the window. That is completely illegal, but I do it anyways because what other choice do I have, you know? So I just feel like it's like I'm being like, okay, like I do have a choice to just focus on the gratitude, on the good dryer, on the fact that I'll be able to dry my clothes and get the lint off of the towels so when I wash my face I don't have string and lint all over it, and it gets in your mouth. It's like, what the hell, you know? Like, I'm excited for this. I'm excited that I don't have to, like, I like hanging out the clothes, but I'm tired of, like, doing it with all my neighbors watching me, and, like, I don't know, like, I need to start focusing on the positive. Like, where has the last year and a half of practice gone today? I just feel like I'm having one of those days where I know better, but it's just I'm not applying everything that I could be. So I need to. But Red Clover's like, you know what? Maybe you should just start by being a little easier on yourself, drinking some tea, letting me work some of my magic in your body. Remove some of this negativity, remove some of this stagnation, balance out your hormones, get you flowing again, get you grounded, get you peaceful, get you like, just calm down, honey. So anyways, back to Red Clover. Yeah, horses, cows, sheep, goat, just about anything else that you have in the pasture, they will eat Red Clover. She plants your feet on the ground, 2 or 4, it doesn't matter to her, while encouraging you to run a few miles or dive into that art project you've been avoiding. Red Clover wants you to get moving, in body and in spirit. She loves grounded action and will happily bolster your courage when you're acting from a strong center, so you can step out and move forward. Bold but not rash. Red Clover gets your blood up so you can show up fully. So once again, back to my bad mood. Like, I think, like, that's what this full moon too is. Like, I'm frustrated. Like, I feel like for 2 years I have showed up fully, and I'm like, I just feel ready to. I'm gonna have to do my podcast Herbalry for another year to finish all my tarot and stuff, but then I just am so looking forward to becoming invisible again. I don't know. I'm just having a Monday, full moon Monday. All right, the ritual is grounded energy and flow. The reflection is counter reactivity. So, grounded energy and flow. Grounded energy and flow. It might seem like an oxymoron, but this exercise will help you feel these two forces working hand in hand. So grounded energy, but yet flow. So you got deep roots, yet it's like when we look at that first picture from the herbal healing deck, the stem is all wavy, like, and that is the plant too. It's like, you know, it can flop this way or that. It's just, it'll move. If you brush up against it, it's not going to snap off or nothing. It knows how to go with the flow. So stand with your feet shoulder width apart, your arms held loosely at your sides, and your gaze focused gently forward. Imagine a string lifting you from the top of your head and 2 more pulling your feet toward the center of the earth. This is yoga's mountain pose, which will teach you the vitality of stillness. Now add breath. Inhaling all the way down to your belly and exhaling fully. This is flow. This is flow. Finally, picture red clover calling her into your heart as you expand your energy. So this really is going to be a great week to work with red clover. Let her help us. Let her be our herbal ally, our herb of the week. Let us become grounded. Let us expand into flow. Let us slow down and do some mountain pose. Let us, like Rumi was telling me last night, forget your head. You don't even need to make sense anymore. It doesn't even matter if your words are coherent or form sentences or if anyone understands you. Like, leave your head behind. He basically was tempting me with the night, as he calls checking out and croaking, the night with the beloved. Like the night that we finally decide to die, you know, we are reunited with the beloved. We no longer have our heads anymore. We no longer care about that. We are returning to love. We are having our night with the beloved. And he's like saying, do that more and more now. Who cares? Who cares? Lose your head. Lose your head. It's not serving you. Lose your head. So, I mean, that's one thing that, you know, when we deep breathe and we really get grounded, we can lose our head and still feel held and still feel solid, you know what I mean? And just really allow us to get grounded into that energy. And then flow. And then be so flowing, so easygoing, because you don't have a head anymore. All right, so counter reactivity is the reflection. Like just how I reacted to that negative comment. But I could not help myself. I truly could not. Often we deplete ourselves with ungrounded bursts of energy, mental, physical, or emotional, instead of cultivating steady flow, right? It's like we keep on sprinting, but then we can't really run the long race. Red Clover's gift is grounded action. She helps us harness our vitality so we can move forward with purpose. So the reflection is to review our last week. Review your last week, your past week. Can you think of any moments when you were overzealous, manic, frenzied, or overreactive? Maybe you overdid it on a hike. Perhaps you promised more than you could comfortably deliver to your boss or a friend. Maybe you felt a burst of impatience or even rage when the driver in the car in front of you slowed to a near stop before making a right-hand turn. Or perhaps you were fuming behind your smile as the person ahead of you in the checkout line counted out $12.87 in loose change. Now, in contrast, think of a time when you acted from a grounded and centered place. That is, when you were present and measured in your action or response. Compare the feelings from these two opposite situations. Locate them in your physical body. How does it feel within you when you are grounded, centered, and purposeful? Look for patterns and then make a plan to keep yourself centered. Having a plan offers you an option other than reactivity. So yeah, Red Clover goes along with what I was saying too. Like, you know, it is comparing like our moments, like when I'm not in alignment as much as I have definitely been in alignment, right? So I know the difference in feeling. You do understand the difference when you overdo it too much or you're crazy for a day. So it's like compare that to the days where you're like steady flowing, all knowing, keep going. You know, you can just really flow around every obstacle. And then, you know, think about how they compare in your body, right? How does it feel when you're grounded, centered, and purposeful? Like I'm assuming, and red clover is assuming, you probably enjoy that more. So make a plan to keep yourself centered. And, make your plan be to be grounded and nurturing and flowing and full of tranquility, instead of the other option, which is reactivity, manic and frenzied and overzealous. Yeah, overreactive. So anyways, that is red clover. Let's do our affirmations and see what else red clover can help us with this week. She really is. I mean, I just am always impressed that she can like clear out tear ducts, hardened tear ducts, So anyways, she will help us flow wherever it is we need to go. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our nourishing herb of the week, red clover, and I dedicate them all to you. I ground my energy and go with the flow. I allow more blessings to enter my life. I let go of the old and appreciate the good. I practice gratitude. I nurture tranquility. I am balanced. I ground my energy and go with the flow. I allow more blessings to enter my life. I let go of the old and appreciate the good. I practice gratitude. I nurture tranquility. I am balanced. So be it. Yay! All right, you guys, I'm feeling better already. Just go with the flow, balance out. Don't matter if it's a full moon, detoxing from coffee kind of day. Oh my gosh, like I really did not plan this right. So anyways, got on my bank account, transferred a little cash from my savings to that had $60 in it. Don't think I actually have a savings. But I did end up remembering, you know what, you do have a little money in that savings account. Why don't you put $25 in the checking just so you can breathe without worrying? And that made me feel better. So you know what, listen to your inner guidance. There's always, things you can do. Grounding, big thing we can do. Flowing, practicing gratitude best we can. I'm really feeling appreciative that red clover has shown up this week to help me, maybe you too, get through it. And I'll be ready to pull some tarot cards tomorrow, manifest some more luck Wednesday. And then it goes on from there. All right, so anyways, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry for being a cranky butt. And I'm sure tomorrow will be better, right? That second day without coffee is even more fun than the first. Stand back, y'all. So much love. I'll see you soon.